show. Geneva is the boss, you know. Here we go. Let's hear what they say. Now we go. We're on our way. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Woo-hoo!
Hello and welcome to Escape to Reality with Justine and
Geneva. Hello, hello, hello.
all right, we're in it. Here we go, baby.
Yeah.
Now, how are you doing today?
It's a Tuesday. It feels like a long week already. So we're recording this on a Tuesday. I wish it was Friday.
I wonder if James Kennedy is getting his DJ setup ready.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so how's your Tuesday going? Tell the people what you just had to deal with your son, trying to get him to relax.
My 3-year-old son, I tried to give him some goldfish and he tells me he wants something healthy. 3 years old, my husband has him brainwashed. And so then he gets frozen blueberries out of the freezer. So now who knows what we're going to be looking at Smurf Village when I walk out the room today. So God willing, hopefully I told him to wash his hands after him. So let's just hope that he does. God.
Yeah. Well, so we are Escape to Reality. For those of you who may be joining us for the first time, we're two friends who love to talk about all things reality TV, celeb gossip, and everything in between.
Yeah, we're just losers for pop culture.
Yeah, we're suckers for it. So we will every week. You can expect some celeb gossip, all over the board wherever our interests take us. We typically will break down some Bravo shows of the week, and we do about 2 episodes a week. And sometimes we'll rant about other things and play some games and just have a good time.
Whatever. Yeah,
it's us getting into it.
Rolling with the homies.
Yes, game time. So we're gonna do Vogue's 73 questions, rapid fire. Justine, I'm gonna ask you some first. First up, what's the biggest surprise you've? I know the answer to this. What's the biggest surprise you've had?
My son.
Your son.
Oh, being pregnant, having a baby. That was the biggest surprise. My period not coming that month.
Okay. Heels or flats or sneakers?
I love, heels are beautiful. I appreciate them, but I'm a flats wearer just because I'm a baby,
Agreed. Vintage or new?
Vintage.
Yes, definitely. Who do you want to write your obituary?
Hopefully my husband, if we're still married,
Okay, great. Style icon?
Hopefully. My style icon would be, right off the top of my head, it should be, I'll say Jessica Simpson. That's horrible. Oh my God.
Oh, I love that. She's so over the top. I love what she wears.
Who knows? I guess Carol Radziwill.
Yes, one earring, sheer bodysuits all the time. All right, good.
Here we go.
Okay.
What are 3 things you can't live without?
A water bottle. Like I literally have a reusable water bottle that's like my bottle. I take it with me everywhere, like my baby.
Good for you. That's
superficially my phone. Lastly, a hair tie.
Oh, yes, definitely. You need that when you're doing a job too. What's one ingredient you put in everything?
One ingredient I put in everything. Salt. I mean, that's boring. I was going to say garlic because I love garlic, but you got to put salt in desserts.
Yes, you're a very good cook. If anybody doesn't know that, they should follow your private Instagram and watch you whip up some magic. Your husband's a very lucky man. What 3 people, living or dead, would you like to make dinner for? These questions are very geared to you. This is great.
Barack Obama. Michelle Obama. I'm just kind of creating a dinner party in my head. And then Oprah, because I feel like Oprah appreciates great food. Those would be the 3. And I feel like that's a great dinner party. I'd have a good time.
That's a pressure situation, man.
Yeah, it is.
Woo. What's your biggest fear in life?
I guess death, just in general. Like specifically dying somehow, like really scary, like jumping out of a plane or like, like none of that. Dying.
Oh. Window or aisle seat?
Aisle, unfortunately. I have to.
Wow, these are questions perfect for you. I couldn't have been more perfect. You're a traveler. You guys have Geneva also has a travel. You guys have a travel blog, travel
Ice
Instagram
tour.
Plug that for me.
ice cap tour. We decided to go traveling before places we wanted to go were underwater because of global warming.
Such a cute idea. I love it. You guys are so smart.
It started from a depressed point that the world is going to change because of global warming. So we wanted to go places that would eventually be underwater. So we started in Key West, and it's taken us around the world, me and my two best friends outside of you.
And so the Instagram is
Ice Cap Tour.
Or whatever. That's it. That's you got the Instagram name and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening to 73 questions. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight. We're going to keep going until we get through them. So we got a couple weeks.
Yeah, and we'll find some more crap to bore you with. Yeah. All right. So here we go. We're going to jump into Justine's Dream of Gossip.
Yeah.
This is gossip from any celebrity, A to D. Kathy Griffin used to be on the B. Now you're back on the D. And, you never know who we're going to cover. And that's the fun of it all, Yeah, Number one story is... Okay, well, my son just walked in and covered in blueberry. But, it is what it is. No, it's okay. We're going to move on and forge through. It's okay. Now, Beyonce, I do have something very much in common with Beyonce. She weighed in at 218 pounds. She had twins, though. I did not.
The second I read that headline, I thought of you. I was like,
oh, my God.
How much did you weigh when you gave birth?
Probably 200. I remember weighing at least 218 pounds. So I was a heavy heifer. Yeah. So I think it's beautiful that Beyonce talks about this stuff. It probably really helps, a lot of people. So I think it's really cool. And I had an emergency C-section too. It was wild. And it is a weird thing.
I think it's good to see women that aren't like 6 months after, or 2 weeks after the kid, like in a bikini. Like, I think it's good for her to be like, listen, I had a gnarly birthing experience, which like you did too. And it's like, you gotta just live life. You gotta survive. It's not about what you look like.
Yeah. And life was a lot, 5 years ago, life was a lot more black and white to me. And everything is a little more gray. And I do see that Beyonce, I'm happy that they made it through and they're together. If you would have asked me 6 years ago, I would have wanted them to split up, but I'm happy they made it through, like Robin and Juan, Yes, they're the Beyonce and Jay-Z of Potomac.
They are. That's good.
I just love her so much. And the fact that, and she also, I didn't know that the kids were in the NICU for that long, and that's a pretty heavy situation. So
yeah, good. Love Beyonce.
I'm glad they made it through. It's looking like she might be having another bun in the oven. I hate saying that about women, but
I've heard that rumor. I don't know. I'm going to see her in person in a month. I'll tell you.
Oh my God. How amazing. So, we love you, Beyonce. Story I have is Adam Sandler, Brooklyn Decker. She seems to be a very beautiful woman, somehow just pops these children out, still weighs 110 pounds, another one of those women, but I like her. And she said that Adam Sandler was a good kisser, and she's had other women come up to her that have kissed him, on other actresses, and said the same thing. So, I can see him being a sensual lover. I can see that about Adam Sandler. I like that. No, I can. It's so funny. Oh my God.
No, there's something about Adam Sandler, like, that is very shocking to me. I felt like he would be like super awkward and like, ugh.
See, I can see him being a lover. I really can. Yeah.
He's the exact type of weirdo that you would like.
So yeah, I love Adam Sandler, and he could get it from me, but
all right.
Yeah.
Well, weird. Good for him. Making ladies experience some pleasure for their 75 takes with him in a movie.
Anyway, moving on. The third story is TomTom is open for business.
I want to go.
I will have to go someday. I haven't heard rave reviews about Sir and what's it called? Villa Blanca.
That's another one it's called. Yes.
So I hear they're like the size of a closet. Oh, and Pump. Pump looks pretty cool. We'll have to take a tour someday. Good for them. I don't know how much money they're going to make. $5 from this place. Lisa Vanderpump seems like she's got it all figured out. Lisa Vanderpump is wild. I watched the very first season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and they used to have that young model living with them in the first season.
Oh,
really,
what was his name? And then like
weird.
Something happened, and he like something happened weird where they like stopped talking to him completely.
So weird. The whole situation, why he'd be living there, I never understood that. So
yeah, I gotta say, even though Tom, I just love Tom and Tom on Vanderpump. They're I love
amazing,
seeing
especially cry scenes,
friendships like that. You know what I mean? Like, or men they just love each other. It's so precious. I like it. So good for them. I think this is a good step because they've been in Hollywood for like 15 years now. They need to like start moving outside of the bartending, maybe into this. So it's a perfect transition. They can be those like
I wouldn't trust
all their friends.
I would trust Sandoval, but not Drunky.
No, definitely not. The person who's blacked out all the time. That's your business partner.
Who's lasting longer? Sandoval and Blondie Pants or Katie and Tom?
Katie and Tom. I think they're like
you think they're going to make it?
I think they are. I just feel like they're both.
I like when they're drunk in the bed, happy, eating pizza.
Yes.
That's
sweet.
I
think they've gotten to a good place, and I think she accepts his bullshit and he accepts hers, you know?
Yeah, so I hope so. I hope my last story, just a question real quick. You know, you and I used to be avid Kardashian people. I'd say up until probably 2 or 3 years ago. Yes. It's faded away solidly about a year ago. Yeah. It's hard to get through the pain. You know, Tyler protrudes a judgment whenever he's in the room, whenever I'm watching TV. The judgment is extra heavy and suffocating when the Kardashians is on, and it's hard for me to fight it. And so it's hard to get through.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like it started to get really dark with like the Rob stuff where Rob started battling like the weight and the depression and then the Black China shit and all of the fighting and the divorcing and the Lamar shit was hard. So it's like it's just gotten dark to me.
It is. There's a dark
and then they
tone now. Yeah.
Yes. And then you see all of this like it's just like a fucked up vibe. And then you have the Kanye stuff, and like I'm completely done with Kanye, so like I can't deal with Kim, and like it's just I can't watch it anymore. I
can't watch it either. It's hard. I fell asleep watching it. It just put me right to sleep. You know, watching them fight with each other. But now the only thing that's interesting, the episode was whatever, I guess, you know. The only thing that's interesting, I guess, is that it looks like Kim and Kourtney are still fighting over Twitter about it, which is sad because
to me,
was 4 months ago. Do you think that's fake or is it real?
Yeah.
Or what's going on?
I think that's a Kardashian media marketing bullshit.
They wouldn't fight in person like that. Both of them wouldn't fight in public, right?
No, I think it's all
fake. Ploy. It's all BS.
Yeah.
And then that supposedly Kourtney, I am interested with her and the hot man, the hot young guy. They just broke up supposedly today. That's what word on the street is. He's smoking, but
wrong that I want Kourtney and Scott to get back together.
Oh yeah, of course. And Scott looks so much like Mason and Scott nowadays. They're identical. It's bizarre.
I can't do the Kardashians.
I'm done with them. Me too. So you know what, folks? They may be
go somewhere else for your Kardashian.
Yeah.
Before we go into Bravo, I thought we could talk a little bit about Kristen Cavallari. Very Cavallari.
Right? I just don't know who titled that. They might as well just named it Uncommon James, or I don't know. It just doesn't seem. I can never remember it.
I can't either. But the show, I gotta say, I missed her as like being on TV. I like her. I like the show.
I'm watching it, I guess, just for her. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think she's very entertaining. It seems like her and Jay Cutler have a good relationship.
Yeah.
This episode, she went to LA to film E for the Oscars, and Jay Cutler was back in Nashville. He like popped into the store.
He better stay skinny.
Right? I think he will.
Fat,
I don't know.
He's nasty, but he's cute the way he is right now.
Agreed.
I'd love to see him naked. I want to see what his stomach and his butt looks. Sorry, but he's very covered up. You can't see what he's working with. And he's never even in a t-shirt. I want to see. I thought
the interesting. So a couple of things I looked up. Worth. So there's this character Worth, who's this guy with a man bun.
Okay.
Okay. So I looked. Okay. So he is supposedly super, super wealthy, but he's working at Kristen Cavallari's store just like for fun or some shit, and he like bartends around town.
Right? Yeah.
So I looked up his parents. His parents own one of the largest healthcare distributors in the nation. So I think they have a shit. So they essentially own like whoever owns Florida Blue, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, like shit like that.
Oh my God. How's that even happen?
Yeah, I don't even know. But I think it's interesting that he like voluntarily works. This
He
is
seems
somebody
nice. He seems like a nice person. He hasn't pissed me off yet.
Like
yeah, he seems very nice. So his parents.
If you're looking for someone hot to follow, I went through his Instagram. He is extremely good looking and has a great Instagram. The other thing I thought was interesting from this show is that Jay's best friend is gay.
I like that. I know.
I found that surprising.
He came out later in life, but I'm sure. But he's cute. He's fun. I want to watch them more.
I like their friendship.
Yeah,
I think that's very progressive for somebody in football. You know, I feel like football people tend. This could be a gross generalization, but tend to be homophobic. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I love it. Jay Cutler's winning left and right in my book. I can't like him anymore.
Yeah. So they had a man's night, and they were talking about vasectomies. So my question for you is, if you guys, I don't know when you're gonna stop having kids. You're like freaking
I'm like a little house
but will you force your husband to get a vasectomy when you're ready to be done having kids?
Yeah, if I had a C-section, I'd be willing, I guess, to have my tubes tied if it's not that big a deal and it's already cut open. I don't want to have, we won't get too deep into childbirth. But if I don't, I would expect, I mean, it'd be nice. I'd hope he would do that. I think that's the right thing to do after everything a woman goes through.
Agreed.
Kristen Cavallari's friend on the show, I think she's cute. The dark-haired girl, she's cute.
Yes,
I like their friendship. I think it's fun. I could even watch that. I like the show. I'm glad they cut the boy singing. I didn't want to watch that crap, but I like everything else. The show is it's whatever, but for some reason, I guess I like Kristen Cavallari way more than I thought I ever did. So
yeah, same. I was wondering about, did you see the end of the episode? So that her friend like takes a pregnancy test.
I know, like
and then it's pregnant.
And then she's pregnant. It was like the first show that's somebody's ever been pregnant, which I
that was real though.
But it seemed, I need to look up and see, does she have a baby now?
I feel like it just felt, no, I mean, like, it may be real as in, like, she's pregnant, but do you think that was really
fake?
The
it was
first
staged,
time?
Right? Yeah, she didn't find out then. And she's like, yeah, here, fine. You know, I was cussing up and down a storm, pacing left and right. And Tyler was like, probably over there, like, pinkying the brain. I trapped her, like, he probably did that on purpose to me. So I was cussing up and down a storm.
If you were with somebody when you'd found out randomly that you were pregnant, what would you? And they were like, "It's going to be okay." What would you have said, like in that moment?
I wouldn't have heard anything. I was just when I found out I was pregnant, I was just pacing up and down the hallway, screaming like, "Oh my fucking God!" Like I was panicked, definitely panicked. Yeah, it does not. Crazy. She was too calm. Yeah, and all of a sudden she just shows up a pregnancy test. It was staged. Yeah.
Right.
And how old are these people? 22 or 23, 24? I don't, what the hell's going on? I can't
quite figure out how old they are either. I don't know. It could be a wide range. Last thing I will say about the show is I actually like her jewelry. I meant to look it up and see how much it was.
It's very pretty. I like it too. I've noticed it before and it's very, I like it too. It's,
yeah. So shout out to her.
Actually, her shoes are cute too. In Nordstrom, she's got cute shoes for Chinese laundry, or she must be making more money with all those orders, way more than we ever thought, so.
All right, I'm looking up the price. So that necklace that they're all wearing, you know what? These prices are not bad.
I like the hoop square gold ones that the girl like whipped out of her ears.
So like a necklace is like $50, which I don't find terrible. Like a nice necklace.
Yeah, that's not horrible.
Yeah, well, shout out to her. All right, should we dive into Bravo?
Let's do it, baby.
All right. Okay, so we're going to start with Real Housewives of Potomac. It was the finale. And so I'm going to take us through the episode and give you some questions I had throughout about different situations. But to kind of wrap up or kind of tell you where all the characters were, Giselle started with a relationship being with Sherman, ended single. Robin and Juan have really stabilized. I think she's the winner of the season, I would say. Candace is gonna get married, supposedly. Ashley had a bunch of drama with her mom and her husband, and Karen had some IRS tax issues.
Who knows what they got Teresa Giudice.
Right? What is it? Okay, I'm gonna get to
this. She was wearing orange at this last scene too. And it's like, damn, girl, you really forecasting what's happening in your life.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do this now because I have to discuss this. The IRS situation. So her husband supposedly owed like what, millions of dollars in back taxes.
I'm sorry. I know every single cent that is involved in our life. Like I'm the accountant, so there's no way that I would be so blind to everything. Yeah.
So let me tell you, I was at a job. The job I was working somewhere and I'd worked there for like 4 months, got my tax return, realized they hadn't been like, they weren't doing the deductions.
I remember that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I remember that.
I owed compared to millions of dollars, I owed a small amount of money and the IRS came for my ass immediately. I do not understand how these people rack up these massive like tax bills. What are they doing?
They just avoid them. They just don't pay them. I worked with somebody who was dying of cancer and they liquidated her bank account when she was dying of cancer. She died like a few months later. And then her daughter's bank account was attached to that. They liquidated that too. They cleaned her out when she was on her deathbed pretty much because she was avoiding them for like 10 years. Yeah, it's crazy. They will come for you hard.
Yeah. So
you got screwed. I remember that. Jeez Louise, that's crazy.
So that's one. I
don't know what's going on there. She acts like they're not married. She keeps saying, well, did you take care of your problem? It's just funny.
Right. It's like, it's your husband.
You're married. Yeah, you're married. You're going to go to jail. Didn't you not watch the Jersey Housewives?
Right. Okay, so the episode picks back up at Karen's house where Giselle, Robin, and Ashley were trying to sneak to see if she lives there. And so they ring the doorbell like 4 or 5 times. She doesn't answer and they leave the pizza and like run away. So if you were there, would you answer the door? If you're home and someone randomly is just ringing your doorbell incessantly, do you answer?
I mean, I would answer the door. Yeah, I would answer anybody. I don't understand. I would not answer the door. I think that's bizarre, but I guess some people might not answer the door. If I saw like somebody standing in all black ringing my doorbell, I might call the cops. But I mean, I don't know if they look like a normal person, especially it did seem staged at that point. I don't know if anybody lives there or maybe it's a whole staged house. When she got back in the car, Giselle was like, Ashley ate 2 slices. And Ashley's got like a perfect little body. She's eating pizza. I know.
So Karen and Ben have like a breakfast where they're talking about these tax issues. And she's like, is it all cleared up? And he goes, well, I still have to pay for it, which means like, no, they just made an agreement. So it's not cleared up. And she acts like it's time to party.
The payment plan is set in place. That's it.
And then she decides to start talking about her fragrance. She says she's going to call it La Dame and says, like, you can expect it soon. So I feel like La Dame is the She by Sheree of Potomac. Like, we're never going to see that fragrance. It's never going to come to pass.
Yeah.
It's She by Sheree.
Yeah, it's a piss and lemon juice made by Karen, the La Dame.
Question, how many housewives do you feel like have created beauty products? Why is that the move? Like, I don't understand. It's skincare, it's lipstick. It's like the only thing everybody does. Any reality show, they create a beauty line.
It burns their face off. I guess it's just the easiest thing to do.
I bet they make it, you know what? It's probably just like super cheap products that they use or something. The cost must be low.
Yeah, the only person I would buy, I guess, is Leah Black. She sold me on her stuff, but Candace they talk about their engagement party.
Oh God, yeah, they talk about their engagement party. And
I felt like,
and the kids.
What's your take on the whole situation? Why can't he see the kids? Do the mothers not? What's the situation there? That's how I take it. As the mom like takes the kids and he can't see them.
I'm not quite sure. So Chris, supposedly, who's marrying Candace, has 3 kids, 2 with one woman and one that he hasn't seen in 10 years, which I find like, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Very bizarre. And so then he's like, I didn't do everything perfect. I'm like, no shit. If you haven't seen your child in 10 years,
I don't. Like he got into a fight with his 9-year-old child and never talked to him again.
It's so
don't
weird.
The courts like force? Don't they force the mom to let you see your child if you want to? And
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he made any kind of effort because I feel like I understand there's some very irrational people out there. So maybe like she's a psycho and keeps moving them around. But like you could try. I think in 10
there is
years.
some darkness with this dude. There's a reason why he's got all these issues. She needs a slap in the face. I do not understand what's going on with this girl, why she's marrying him. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't either.
She's going to be raising kids alone. She has him. I mean, the patterns are right in your face.
Totally. So then the next scene is Ashley going to therapy. She's fighting with both her mom and
therapy session.
Oh God. Michael. What I thought was interesting. So Michael essentially said he doesn't want to have kids with her because he doesn't want her to be a mother like her mother. And the therapist, I thought she came through with the read. She said,
Thank God.
She said, you want to have a kid with someone who you have to convince you could be a good mother. I was like, whoa.
That's sick.
I mean, that's like, what are you doing? What is she doing?
Thank God somebody, hopefully she gets it through her head. Did you see the mug, what her mug said? Therapy is not a dirty word.
Oh my God. I would immediately walk out if I saw that mug. I'd be like, all right, I can't with you. I don't need a therapist who's like buying shit off Etsy. I don't need someone buying off Etsy for $9.99. Like, I don't. So then we go and it's Robin and Juan who are having, where are they? Like, they're doing something with their kids and their family.
Oh, they're at a racetrack or something for a birthday party.
Yes.
I like Robin and Juan. They make life not seem so depressing. The Potomac mothers are not as depressing as OC mothers.
No,
they don't make it seem as depressing. Even Monique, who's claims she's fallen asleep at the wheel, you know, it's not as depressing. Thank God. I love Robin and Juan. Juan is so freaking cute.
So cute. Him and his dad look like twins.
Robin and Juan had some dark times in the past first couple seasons, right? Did he cheat on her or what was the situation?
No, I think he cheated for like years when he was in the NBA, I think.
Oh my God.
So my question for you is, would you have kids with somebody, I can't even ask you this question. I feel like I already know what you're going to say. They cheat on you. What are you doing? Like, are you trying to make it work?
You know, with Tyler, I would not make it. I would leave because I've only known him in the beginning.
Tyler?
At the end of let me explain. At the end of my life, like the reason I say Juan and Robin should stay together, can stay together, is because they were. It seems like Juan didn't have a family. Robin was his family. They grew up together. It's a very layered situation. A lot of layered emotions that you just can't. Like Tyler and I met as adults. You know, we have kids. Juan, it's a sticky situation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
They have like way more history.
If Tyler and I knew each other when we were 16, he lived with me and my parents and was like my brother/boyfriend. You know, I just think it's very complicated. Coming back to you had asked me that question 5 years ago, I'd have said, hell no, get the fuck out of there. You know, he's a scumbag, blah, 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 blah. But after having kids, I do see a little more I can see people's situations. But yeah, if Tyler did that shit, I would Lorena Bobbitt, feed it to the chickens, you know, and be on my way. And I would not leave him with a pretty penis for anyone else to enjoy. I let one guy get away with it. I'll never let another guy get away with it.
Yeah, one and done. Fool me once. Okay.
Call me Lorena.
So there was a Michael and Ashley scene where they're talking about this whole issue about having a kid. I just have to share what my husband said. He said two things about Michael. One was that he reminds him of a prawn.
What did he say?
He said he reminds me of a prawn. And then he looked at me and he was like, he's 70, right? I was like, no. He's
old.
Like 50.
Who wants that old dried up sperm? Nobody.
He's not 70. I think he's like 50.
I thought she was 40. She's only 29.
Exactly.
He's hot like piece of ass. 50. But I thought she was older, you know, and she's going to look 50 when she's 70. No, there's nothing against her. She's not going to change. I just can't tell how old she is. And you know what? What the hell's going on with these women? Candace and Ashley are the same person dating the same loser. Oh my God. And she's married to him. 29. I know. And I hate him. I hate them. But Juan and his dad at the birthday party. So he somehow found his dad after his mother passed away, and she hid him.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I don't know. I don't know what the backstory is.
So much alike. That was wild.
Yeah, but they found each other later in life, which is cool. So we're talking Real Housewives of Potomac finale. They go to the party, which the finale party, there's always some kind of event, and this is the engagement party for Candace and Chris. I found their outfits extremely bizarre for the middle of the day. Like she was wearing a full sequence mini dress. Like they were all dressed like it was a nighttime event. I didn't get the outfits at all.
It was weird. They were really dressed up like a top notch.
Right. And it was like outside. Ashley brought, I have to mention this because I found it such a bullshit gift. She brought a plant as the engagement party gift, which
where
like,
are they
I don't know
put
about
that?
you.
It's going to spill.
Right. Well, also you bring a plant that's like a pressure gift. If you give someone a plant as a gift for an engagement, especially like to signify your engagement, I feel like you have to try to keep it alive. Right. It's like your relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just leave it at the party.
No, it's too much pressure. That's a terrible gift. No one ever gets
If someone bought me a plant, it's going to end up at the party. It's going to be left at the party, just a lonely soldier, and nobody's taking care of that thing. I'm just warning you.
Agreed. There was a scene where all the ladies were like sitting on one bench.
I know. They looked amazing.
They looked amazing. The lighting, they were just like the glow up.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God.
And their legs were all lined up perfectly. It was amazing.
Oh, they looked amazing.
Well.
Chris, who's Candace's fiance, apologized about a napkin episode from like that. So there was this episode where they had a barbecue and he forgot napkins, and it was like a 3-episode fight over who didn't bring the napkins. So he apologized and brought them like monogram napkins. I thought that was so stupid.
You know, the napkin's cute, but she could just put that in some type of. It was cute, but I hate him. Yeah,
I hate him too.
I just hate him.
No, I know. And then, so I guess like a theme I noticed from Housewives is just how they fight over the most ridiculous shit. Like literally,
a glass.
What was
Beverly Hills.
What was that?
Put
Beverly
the champagne
Hills.
It wasn't in a champagne.
They fought
the right
about
glass.
the wrong glass type for 12 episodes. And now the napkins literally lasted the entire season. I'm like, is this what we're doing?
I wasn't even remembering the whole napkin fiasco. I thought that was really grasping for straws, you know?
Then like Ashley and Karen get into a fight a little bit. What I have to talk about though is Michael, who is married to Ashley.
God. Sit down, Michael.
So Ben, who is Karen's husband, who is one with IRS tax issues, is having like a very business-oriented conversation in the corner. Michael walks up to him, interrupts him, and literally goes like, "Where do you live?" and starts like interrogating him. I thought that was insane.
I'm Team Ray on that one. Yeah.
Me too.
I was like, get the fuck away. I hate when the husbands get involved like that.
So what would you do if we were at an event fighting and Tyler got involved?
I would tell Tyler, like, you're embarrassing me. Go sit the fuck down or leave. I mean, I don't like unless like somebody's like going crazy on me, but I don't like when the husbands get involved. It always goes bad for them too. They never win. PK never won. He lost and then he shut his mouth. If they know John, if they're smart, they just keep their mouths shut like Mauricio.
Totally. Yeah. You just got to be in the background, keeping it. Yeah, I thought that was just ridiculous. I'm like, but just in general, that's not a thing you do to someone. You don't interrupt a conversation to like, I mean, it was crazy. So then the episode kind of, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a slow burn at the end.
Yeah.
But the wrap ups that they told us was that Candace's wedding budget is up to $175,000.
Oh my God. How much are they going to get back when they can't possibly get married? How can she watch this season and go through with it?
It's like when Mike got married and they had that opulent fucking wedding in Shaw's Sunset. And then 30 days later, he's divorced and his parents are out $200,000. Like, what is that?
I would sue my daughter. I'd say, give me the money.
Would you
little bitch.
Judge Judy?
I just would never look at her again. It would piss me off. I would say,
you'd be in daytime TV, like suing.
Service that man for the rest of his life. I mean, I wouldn't be able to look at her. There's no way. How did they meet each other? Well, how do you think that he's a good man to marry? He hasn't seen his child in 10 years, and there's no good reason for it. That's sick.
It's crazy. I mean, ridiculous. Ashley, I don't remember how Ashley ended. I took notes, but I can't read them. Oh, they're trying for kids.
Oh my
I guess.
God, that dried up sperm. There's nothing in there.
No. Monique is pregnant with their third child.
Oh, the husband's really holding her down.
Right. Karen seemed like a mystery still.
Love
Robin,
Karen.
I got to comment on Robin. Robin bought that shitty ass house, and like every story I've ever heard of someone redoing their house, her contractor screwed them. You saw that?
So what happened? I didn't see that.
I mean, it just said it said like she's out 30 grand or something because the contractor screwed them and like the house.
God. It's not flip or flop, honey.
It's definitely not flip or flop. It's more flop. But I have to say the preview for the reunion looks amazing. I'm fully in for it.
They will give us a good reunion, and I just want them to give us a live reunion. I want to see it uncut.
Yes, I would love a live reunion. Can you imagine to see like
they need to do it? They need to do it. They did it once with.
That's
I remember
a good idea.
Miami. They did it, and I remember them coming back from commercial. Yeah, and they never did it again. But they were coming back from commercial, and Andy couldn't even get them to calm down. It was such good TV.
Oh,
way better than any reunion that they've ever done in 10 years.
Oh, that'd be so good. You could see everything. You could them like fixing their makeup every 5 seconds.
Oh my God.
It
needs to happen. It needs to happen. I just love Potomac. Even though it's kind of slow, it really gives me what I need. I love Karen Huger. I love Giselle.
Where does it rank? Where does it rank for you in the Housewives?
My ranking is New York. Right now it'd probably be New York. If I could watch any of them and I could choose any at the time, if they were all live and I could pick a new episode to watch, it would be New York, Dallas, Beverly Hills, Potomac, Atlanta, Orange County.
Wow. Okay. That's
you?
Very interesting. So I would go New York first for sure. I would go Atlanta second. For sure. Like, I'm surprised Atlanta's so low for you.
I know Atlanta's been slow for me the past few seasons. You need
some more drama.
No, I just need the right people. I think it's going to fail without Kenya. It needs Kenya.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Atlanta, then Jersey.
Oh, Jersey in there. I totally forgot about Jersey. Okay, go on.
Jersey. Then I think I go Beverly Hills, then Potomac, then OC. What am I missing? Dallas for me is last. I don't know. Dallas is not that.
I think Dallas is coming back. I connect to Dallas. I don't know. I like them crazy bitches.
Well, let's see. Once it starts, we'll revisit it, see how we feel. But that's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna go into Real Housewives of OC. I'll start at the beginning. Tamara broke her foot in Mexico. She's at the doctor. That was boring. Nothing happened. This was the second. So Emily, who's new, who's like a lawyer married to I think he's a Mormon Persian. She's like working out. Another weird workout scene with like her family and her like mother-in-law. I thought that was bizarre.
It was weird. Yeah, she gives me Vinny mom's vibe from Jersey Shore.
Oh, the mother-in-law does?
No, Emily.
Or
she reminds me of a young Vinny's mom.
Oh my God, that's so good. That is exactly. She has that face and the hair.
When she was sitting at the dinner, I thought that was Vinny's mom. She looks. Yeah, it cracks me up.
Oh my God, she totally does.
She's sexual, though. I like her.
I don't know.
She's growing on me. Both of the new housewives, I'll have to say. This episode,
I have to say, Gina Carano, big.
Both of them. I'm liking them both, man. Okay, go on.
So I thought the mother-in-law's face is very
tucked.
Okay, I think I remembered her name. Tucked, tight. Whew. Like you could. I mean, that was fresh face. Vicky and Kelly got in a fight the last week because Kelly recently got divorced. Vicky went on a date, multiple dates. No, first set up her friend with Kelly's ex-husband and then went on dates with them and didn't tell Kelly anything, which I can't get over.
They
how
were
fucked
at
that is.
A picnic,
Oh, they were at but she invited her to the party, right? And like knowing that he wanted somebody.
That's what happens when you get divorced. Don't divorce him then if you don't want someone else with, sucking.
Wait, so do you defend Vicky in this situation?
Towards the end, I feel for Kelly. I do. But I think when Kelly's eyes went back, or Vicky, I think Vicky did want to tell her at that dinner, but she couldn't because her kid was there.
I did think that flashback. So they showed a flashback where Vicky's like thinking about they're at dinner with Kelly and her daughter.
But yeah,
maybe they are that good. But it did look like she was thinking about making it.
In that scene, I was Team Vicky because it is messy when the husbands are friends, and then it's like, when do I say it? And I think it got away from Vicky, and I think I get it. I see both sides. But I think it gets messy. Yeah. I do. Yeah.
I think that's a cop out though. Like
she should have told her. She should have. Yeah. She should have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if not that situation.
All the flashbacks though, Kelly just seems so okay with it, and then it's like all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. she never thought anybody wanted Michael, and then when he does get somebody, it's just like it's just a punch in the stomach, I guess. But yeah.
So they make up kind of, and they leave, and then it goes to Shannon, who is also recently
setting her daughters up for a eating disorder.
Yeah, so she's like she's having them taste these meals, which all looked terrible, that she's going to be selling on QVC. Is that
I never heard my mother once mention the word calorie to me my entire life. So
you know what? I don't think I remember that either.
No one ever said it. I mean, and also I grew up in a house where no one was like, looks were not the priority. So it's why not in a mean way, but no one was ever sitting there like, oh my God, you look so beautiful all the time. So, I mean, well,
look how full circle you've come. Now Warner is asking for healthy food.
Yeah. The food, I don't want cream cheese in my salmon.
Cream cheese. I mean, the fish looked dry. The food, like she kept putting it onto plates. I'm like, you're not helping it. It just looks like a pile of food.
It looked
so disgusting. I mean, I think she sells them on QVC, so I don't know who buys them. I'd be very intrigued to see how much.
I want her to be rich and successful, but I'm not buying that shit.
Am I wrong? Did Shannon not come from money? I thought
she's got money, I'm sure. And I was surprised to look
like that house. Was it not?
I'm sure when she got married, the parents cut her off with David, but I don't know.
Okay.
And it was interesting that she had a long-term 8-year boyfriend before David. I would have thought David was like the be-all end-all. I'm surprised she stuck around with David that long then.
Yeah.
That was interesting to me. That was surprising. Shannon's a sweet mother. The daughters seem okay, but it's just
they do seem okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking OC. So it's back to the nightmare with the new housewife, Gina. I thought like the second they went to her, it was like she was in a car and her kid was like, Mom.
So
is that your life?
She's the most realistic person that motherhood is. So yeah, it's hard because most of the time, your husband's working. Usually they come home for dinner, not like her, but it is nice to have your mom there for sure. I love her accent.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty. She's unique looking.
She is pretty. I like her style so far. Like I like the things she's wearing. I like the statement necklaces. Yeah. So she goes to the zoo with her kids. I think they're really trying to show how alone she is.
Do you think I feel like she's gonna move back to the East Coast and screw the husband? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I guess because he's there. I don't know. So then they have a dinner with the new girls. So everybody kind of comes together. I thought it was funny before the dinner. They were like, Shannon hates everybody new. And I think that's true. They showed that flashback. She beefs with anybody who's new to the group. They start talking. David, who is Shannon's ex-husband, is dating someone 20 years younger. I'm not surprised by that at all. Are you?
No, and she doesn't really look that young. I'm not surprised at all. But he's got murder eyes. I don't trust him 1 second. He seems so dark. He's got such a dark brain. He scares me. Yeah.
They bring up, Vicky and Kelly just made up supposedly about her not telling Kelly that she was, going on dates with her ex-husband. And then Gina, I thought, which was great, she said that shit is girl code. And the Long Island really comes out of her. She goes on like a rant.
I loved it.
I knew you would.
I thought she was hilarious. She won me over there. Yeah.
And then Kelly brings this random doctor guy that she's dating to the table, and they just start like
passing HPV around. But I really think she's living a dangerous lifestyle. She's teetering with danger. Like, she's meeting him at a bar and Daniel's stabbing him with no condom. Yeah. It's definitely happening. It kind of makes me scared, but I love her. She's gorgeous. I couldn't be more entertained by Kelly. The second she got on that screen, I loved her from day one. When they have a flashback of her saying, I'm already getting MC hammered. I know people hate her stupid jokes, but I laughed. I was like, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. I love her. She loves life. She's the friend I want to be 45 and divorced with. She's having fun.
No, she'd be a good time if you were a recent divorcee. Yeah. So my question for you is, how do you feel about PDA? Like that level of PDA they were demonstrating?
Oh, I'm not a big PDA person at all. I've been
if I'm
super drunk and
I
I think I've flashed my tits in bars and stuff like Tamara. So when I'm drunk, I'm a different person. So, but I try not to be like that
100%.
with Tyler. Even if I'm getting too handsy with him, he'll say I'm embarrassing him in public. So, yeah, I try to molest him a lot in the grocery store, but he gets embarrassed of me.
What's more sexual than the grocery store?
I just like standing in line and like rubbing his butt or something, you know.
Okay, back to OC. I thought so they leave the table because like Kelly and the new dude are making out, and
was uncomfortable.
Gina and Emily are in the bathroom, and it's like they never remember they're mic'd up, and they start like joking, right? And she says, so they're talking about, they're like, ha ha ha. Well, maybe that's what we have to look forward to with our second opportunities, which is what Gina said, who
they're
just filed for divorce.
Divorced, yeah.
And then Emily was like, oh, it'd be the third time for me. So she's on her second marriage.
Sounded like she was already prepared for the third too, you know? Didn't sound like she was.
Yeah. And then I thought Gina had this little thing where she was talking about, so you're from the East Coast, I'm from California. She said, New York, she said 4 out of 10 people will say hello to you, but they actually like are your friends and mean hello. And in California, 7 out of 10 people will say hello, and 7 out of 10 people hate you.
I think
like
people are
everybody's
fake everywhere.
fake. Do you feel like that's everywhere?
Yeah. I don't think people are talking to you.
I think there is
in New York. I would say like nobody's talking to them.
That's what I'm saying. Like in New York, like people will walk past you. Like no one is trying to have a conversation.
And it's all like social bullshit everywhere. I think people are catty everywhere. Maybe people are a little more real. You feel that way, and maybe it's more a little superficial looking here, but I think everywhere, yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you saw, there was a video of LeBron and the Cavs when they were in New York playing the Knicks, and they rode the subway. And they're like, you got to look this up if you haven't seen it. And they're like filming. And there's a guy just sitting on the subway, like going to work or something. And LeBron's sitting next to him, like, yo, we're on the fucking subway. And the guy looks at him, puts his hand up in his face, and is like, can you not? Like to LeBron James is like, can you not film me right now? I'm trying to. He gets up.
Oh
and
my
leaves.
God, I love it.
Like,
I want to be best friends with that guy. It's hilarious. Somebody who just does not care. It's amazing. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So back to OC. The only other thing I have. So Emily, there's this whole thing about, and I might have missed something, but like, I guess she's an attorney and her husband has never taken the bar, but he's like trying to.
He's taken the bar, failed because they say he was too busy, you know, and it seems like it's something he just, I wouldn't be surprised if he never takes it. You know, I didn't dislike him as like, usually I hate all husbands. I didn't dislike him. I just can't imagine them together. He seemed like a decent person, but they're just such a weird match.
It's a weird combo. Like she is a bigger person to me, like big in personality, big hair.
She
like
seems
I feel
to be
like
in Dallas.
Yes, like a more commanding presence. But I thought it was hilarious. He said what he needs to take the bar. And when they were like having a conversation, he said, "I can't work."
Yeah.
And they have kids. I can't work. Can't have any distractions, and I can't have any scheduling conflicts. I'm like, well, then you can't live life.
Be a fucking lawyer. There's a million things I want to do, but I had kids. Right. Shit happens. Go work at McDonald's. Go fuck yourself.
I know. Like, what the hell? You need your wife to do everything, so and annoying. You need her to financially support you, so you're tottering
around what she should say to him and stuff. It's like, just go talk to him. He's your husband.
Yeah, ridiculous. And the episode ends with Gina and Vicky meeting at the beach because Vicky was offended that Gina came for her about the Kelly dating the ex-husband situation. And I thought that, like, I don't know, Vicky just kind of tried to stomp on her there a little bit. She kept saying, like, you know, my recommendation is to her, and called it my sandbox if you want to play. I just thought it was very interesting.
It's a joke. I think it's just kind of, in my eyes, Vicky is dispensable. Tamra, she is so entertaining to me. I just love her. I couldn't watch the show without her. She is the OC. She is Vicky. They can let her go. She's nothing. But Tamra is everything to me. She's one of the best housewives ever. I couldn't live without her. I could not live without her. I don't care if she never talks to her daughter again. She better stay on this show.
Yeah, she's great. You know, all the flashbacks they showed of like Tamra flipping out was hilarious.
And it's like, I got to grow up because I don't want to be a mom camera. But she's hilarious.
I think this episode was like the growth episode for the new Housewives.
It was great.
I liked them.
Yes, now it would be interesting if they had Gina and Heather together. But you know, Andy Cohen said that a housewife on his radio show on Sirius Radio, I recommend everyone listen to it. It's really fun. He said that a housewife called him and was begging him to get back onto the show. I definitely think Heather got fired. And it's interesting. I'm surprised they got rid of her.
I don't miss her at all.
But I don't miss her because I didn't really like her. But
no, I don't miss her. I haven't thought about her once.
And she's so creepy. Her eyes are really creepy in her Instagrams. If anybody ever notices that, she's got scary eyes. I'm sure she really gets in her kids' faces and scares the living shit out of them, literally. But I'm really enjoying the OC.
Okay,
I'm liking where it's going. I love Tamara. I love Shannon. I'm loving the new housewives. I think it's a fun season.
I would just like it to stay.
I don't
light.
want darkness.
I don't want to get into the dark fuckery.
I'm sorry for what's happening with Eddie, but I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, I just let's not do it. Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit about 90 Day Fiancé. So neither of us have watched the show before. Okay. So people have been telling me to watch 90 Day Fiancé for everybody's like, oh my God, you're not watching it. You got to watch it. And for some reason, I don't know. I couldn't find it. Yeah. So it's okay. So it's on TLC. So what we started watching, the first episode was on this week. It's 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. So essentially, the whole concept of the show is people meet, however, abroad, whatever. Most of it is online. I will get into it. They meet. This is before they decide to get married or engaged and go for this K-1 visa, which is essentially like a visa that brings these people to America. So it's like introducing the couples. So I just have to tell you a couple of them to try to sell you on watching the show. Okay. So the first woman that they highlight lives in buttfuck, Georgia. She's 50 something years old. If you imagine somebody who's smoked for a long time, who's 50, living in Georgia, drinking Coke.
50 years old?
What she may look like. Just wait. She said one day she was on Facebook and a guy messages her from Nigeria. If anyone is familiar with the country of scammers, Nigeria is notorious for money scams. So anyways, the Nigerian that she is now in love with is 30 years old and she's never left the country and she's about to go to Nigeria to meet him and bring him back to America.
How is this 90 days?
Yes.
What?
Okay, so this is the first couple. I have to tell you about the second couple.
He's real?
So there's multiple ones, but I'm only going to... Yes,
she was sending him money?
He's real. So she's sending him money. She's going with a ring because she's going to propose to him. It's
God.
Next level. So second person is a woman. Just wait. I can't even wait to tell you this. So she's 33. She lives... God, I don't know where she lives. She lives... she's in America, whatever. She... sings on these, I didn't know this was a thing, karaoke apps where you record yourself singing and then you can do duets with other people who also sing. So it's you're my heart will go on and somebody else sings the other part and it meshes your... So they met on the karaoke apps.
That's romance. I love it.
He lives in England. She starts... While they're talking, she gets pregnant by a random dude. Oh my
God, what a
So not the guy. Just wait. They've never met. Okay, so they never met. She says he was there for her entire pregnancy. They live FaceTimed the birth and she sent him a piece of the umbilical cord.
I'm missing this.
She sent him a piece of the umbilical cord in the mail.
Oh, who's the dad?
To him.
Who's the
not
dad?
His child. He's not involved. So she's about to go to England. She has a 6-month-old baby. She's bringing the baby and thinks it's his kid. It's fucking bizarre.
Oh, he thinks it's his kid?
And then it comes out that he applied for a visa.
Oh.
No. They've never met. He is it's this bizarre, creepy situation where he's taken this is his child. So he had tried, just wait, it gets worse. He tried to come for the birth. Got a temporary visa and it got denied because evidently he's gotten in all these violent fights. So it sounds like he also is a bit of a psycho. Now she's going to England with the baby. That's where. So those are just two, and there's others that are even worse.
I'm going
have to watch.
Hold on,
it's just next level.
What channel is this on?
It's next level. It's on TLC.
90 Day Fiancé.
I think it airs Sunday night, so you could watch
when we're done talking.
You can watch the episode. So everyone, if you're not watching 90 Day Fiancé, do. It is amazing. If you love watching horrible train wrecks, it's for you.
Has any suggestions for any shows for us that you want to hear our review on, email us at
escapetorealitypodcast@gmail.com. holler at us on Twitter. It is Escape to Pod, Escape to Podcast. And then we're also on Instagram. You can send us goes down in the DMs.
Let us know any thoughts you have, any, and if you have any advice questions that you need, email us. So we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, you've
give you great advice.
Opinions.
I will set your life on the path it needs to get to. And call me LCJ, Life Coach Justine. Life Coach Justine.
You should definitely be a life coach. Okay, so every week we do a clip, which is where we tell somebody to shut up or something we're over. In the words of Dorinda, just try to get them to stop. Do you have anything you want to clip this episode?
I hope you're listening, Kim.
Hi, this is Kim Kardashian.
I have some news for you. You need to get rid of the hair. My clip is your gray hair, blonde hair, nasty pool color, green hair that I had when I was swimming when I was a kid. I hate it. You look good as a dark hair Jasmine princess. Clip your gray hair. I hate you yelling at Courtney. Leave her alone. Get rid of the hair.
Get rid of the hair. I agree. I think in general, I'm over the people bleaching. Like, what is with the trend of just bleaching hair? Like, it looks like you're eventually going to have that color hair in life. Like the gray.
Is that her hair or a wig? I thought that they did wigs beautiful. When they would do that. Why would you damage your hair like that?
I don't know. It's terrible. It's so stupid. And it's like, the look is just bad. I don't like it. I'm over it. I don't think you watch Love and Hip Hop, but there's this character on Love and Hip Hop who has blonde dreads, like bleached blonde dreads. It's disgusting. I'm over the fake blonde. Over it.
Yeah,
I agree. Over it. Well, anything else you got, my friend?
Friday morning we should be out with watch out for a new episode, and we'll just be pumping out whatever. Instagram us, hit us up.
Yeah, please rate us and subscribe on iTunes. We're also on Spotify. We're on Google Play. It's Escape to Reality Podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you on Friday.
See you then.